Today we'll continue our study in Exodus to know the 5 W's: who, what, when, and where, and why. The first, who wrote the book of Exodus? Traditionally, it's attributed to Moses, who recorded the events of Israel's deliverance from Egypt and their journey towards becoming a nation under God. What is it about? Exodus tells the story of Israel's slavery in Egypt, their miraculous deliverance through God's power, and the establishment of his covenant with them on Mount Sinai. It introduces Moses as God's chosen leader. It records the plagues against Egypt and the Passover, the crossing of the Red Sea, and the giving of the law, including the Ten Commandments. The book also details the instructions for building the tabernacle and where God would dwell among his people. It was written approximately in 1440 to 1400 BC during Israel's wilderness journey. The settings of where everything takes place: Egypt's bondage and plagues, the wilderness was the journey and testing, and Mount Sinai was the law and the covenant. The why, the purpose, is to show God's power to deliver his people from bondage, to show the formation of Israel as a nation under God, to show the establishment of God's law and covenant, and to show the importance of worship and God's presence among his people. Exodus reveals God as a redeemer and lawgiver. The key themes: deliverance and redemption, God's power and authority, covenant and law, obedience and worship, and God's presence. The key verse is Exodus 14:14. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. The teaching insight is Exodus teaches that deliverance comes from God alone, not human effort. However, freedom is not the end goal. Obedience and relationship with God are. God rescues his people so they can live accordingly to his ways and reflect his character. The practical application is trust God to deliver you from what you cannot overcome on your own. Remember that freedom of God comes with responsibility and obedience. Take time to recognize and honor God's presence in your life. Avoid complaining in difficult situations. Trust God's direction. Live in a way that reflects God's character and command.